Just like, I can look
Yes.
back on it and laugh.
Yes.
In the moment, like, and I'm such an introvert, I'm such a thinker, feeling person, that all I could think is, what did I do? How could I have done that differently? How? And then I'm like, pizza. There's no way to do pizza differently. This isn't a normal fight.
Yes.
So
yeah, but what could I have done differently were your lines. That was what you were supposed to think in that situation. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that was how you've been directed. So, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you kind of picked two of the most interesting people to kind of watch this, because we both have backgrounds where we are people who speak up. We have spoken up. I would say more than once in our lives, like, we will step in between things happening. If we see something happening, we can't help but say something. And it's kind of funny because you kind of feel how you think you would be and who you are when you kind of see this kind of play happening. Because, as I said, we had a very visceral, like, well, we can't, this isn't a play anymore, we have to call 911. And we're like, wait, this is recorded and those are actors, snap out of it, you guys. Like, that's how we're talking to ourselves. But it's kind of funny that when you talk about, some people got back to you and like, oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I think what should help is that they're all feeling probably what we're feeling, where it's like, it went from I'm being entertained to I'm being involved, so to speak. I think that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it went from like entertainment to involvement.
Yes. I love that. So, like, you guys being people who will act, you were not convicted as much as you were like, alarm, this is what I have reacted to in the past, this is what I must react to. And then sort of the sense that I've gotten from some other people is more of a conviction cloaked in, I'm mildly offended that it went too far. You know what I mean? I think those are two sides of an interesting coin.
Yeah, it definitely, I could see people wanting to protect themselves, but in like a very like, oh, abuse is that thing over there. And I think that's unfortunate because your play makes it so it's not over there. It's right there in front of us. It's not over there. It's not hidden. It's not cloaked. And just so you know, like, we're talking about that scene, I even think about like the Superman scene where like he's pretending all this bad stuff is happening and he needs to protect her. Like, it reminded me of, like, I haven't seen Twilight, but it reminded me of Twilight in so much that this character is described as abusive because he's like, oh no, you wouldn't be able to do anything without me here. And I'm like, yeah, that's a big old red flag. Run.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, there's just in so much of real life tragedy, there is just a layer or a shaving of just ridiculousness to it. And so I really wanted to catch that too. Just the comedy in these very, very small people who do these awful things. These people who think they're so big and so essential to you, and just how ridiculous they are.
Yeah, totally. Like, when I think, and I apologize, I'm going to bring up my situation a lot, is one of the things, I realized when I got out, and like, I'm an adult when this is happening. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I'm an adult. I don't have to listen to this person anyway. I could just move out when I wanted to. But my mom's still there. Now, he's never hurt her, just like, but he and I we don't get along. We just don't. It's actually gotten better since I no longer like go over there or live there. But like, and so what you get this mindset where, I'm a strong woman, I'm independent, I'm all these things, but yet you find yourself in this loop of them telling you you can't survive on your own. You can't survive on your own. You can't do it on your own. I'm trying to think specific things Terry like would say to me that came off the top of, like, you would just like hear these, like, I think about my car. Like, my stepdad made a very big showing of how I can't take care of my car for myself, or little things like that. And you start to think, even in those tiny moments that are just so ridiculous, like looking back, like when I think about stuff like laundry, where like knockdown, drag out fights with this man, and you're just sitting there like, it's just laundry. It's just laundry. And so,
well, you were talking about the comedy of like how they started. He eventually got arrested from a fight started.
Oh my God, yeah. What finally did it, where we finally moved out, because my spouse was living with me for a bit in my parents' house, just broke, early career people. And what finally made him hit me and like finally took everything to a head was pizza. I wish I was joking. This was all started over frozen pizza, because we put frozen pizza.
Oh my gosh.
He thought we didn't put frozen pizza on a proper cooling rack, so he wanted to start a fight. And there is that sort of ridiculousness, isn't there? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I love, that nuance in your play. Those moments where, like, unless you've heard it before, you might not be hearing what I'm hearing or what you heard when you wrote it. But like those of us who have been anywhere near that kind of situation, whether it got as severe as like yours and mine did, or if it was just even like, I say smaller, but those needling moments, like I used to describe it as death by 1,000 paper cuts. You know what I mean? Because it would just be paper cut. You had those paper cut moment nuances in there that were just so layered and beautiful.
We laugh now.
Yeah, we laugh now. We're okay, but it was like, that was the weirdest moment. Oh, weirdest.
Hey guys, if you like what we just did, there's going to be plenty more coming up. Please like, comment, subscribe. Our Venmo is in the description. Please support us if you can. Our cats need the money.